we can consciously create habits that become automatic and unconscious. So I'm a big fan of reprogramming myself on a regular basis, because I am always wanting to become aware of what do I need to do to improve who I am so I can be the best version of myself. And as soon as I feel like I am stressed and hitting a battery level that I know causes me some anxiety, is my first indicator of take a step back. What do I need to do? Go out for a walk, go outside, get off the phone, delay for 10 minutes a Zoom call, close my eyes for 5 minutes and just get into a centered state. There are so many things that we can individually do. Even if you are back to back with meetings, maybe you start making your meetings 55 minutes versus 60 minutes, hour after hour, so that you can get up, use the washroom, get some tea, drink some water. So many people are dehydrated because they're constantly on Zoom calls, and do those self-care practices, because that's being present. And when you are present to those things, you become present to the way in which you're thinking. Maybe you're ruminating about that person that you were just on the phone with. Like, well, they don't know what they're talking about, or, they were kind of a little snippy to me. What's their problem? Well, when we're sitting in a place of balance, it's like we have this armor around us, this invisible armor that things just bounce off. They don't get to, like, to me, they don't get to me. If anything, I have more compassion. I don't know what's going on with that person, but clearly they're not feeling well. Something's going on in their life. And I'm going to send them some kind of energetic, compassionate thoughts that they feel better soon. I'm not taking on their stuff. I'm not taking it personally. It has nothing to do with me. But can you get to a point where you are able to be that balanced and allow for that reflection based on the shield of self-care, self-love, with healthy boundaries based on your practice? I know I just talked a lot. Thanks, Chris. I'm like going. I could go.
Oh, I know. I mean, these are our favorite topics, right? I think both of us can talk ad nauseum about this. I mean, look, we should wrap up the episode soon, but before, I think it's a great thought to just keep giving a couple more really tangible takeaways for the audience to take into your life and to practice. And of course, let us know which techniques, which methods, which practices do you really find help you get recentered, get you present, and ultimately help you come back to yourself and not get attached into this sort of warp cycle that we just talked about at the beginning of the episode with reinforcing these you could call negative emotions. So let us know. I mean, for me, one of the best points to help me become present again, and also to reset, and also to just come back to myself, come back into a really good place of harmony, is nature. It is such a great I think it's like an all-inclusive hack to our bodies. It helps calm me down. It also helps inspire me. It helps clear my mind, as well as enter new thoughts and ideas into my mind. It rejuvenates my body. It rejuvenates my mind. It rejuvenates like all these aspects of me. I kind of get it all when I just get into nature. And what can that look like? It can be like a hike. It can be sitting on a beach. It can be going into a forest and just like hugging a tree for a bit. It can be sitting on the grass and taking your shoes off and grounding, putting your feet on the physical ground. That's a big thing I do all the time now, because I have a park nearby. I'm doing it pretty much every single day. And grounding your feet, like, why do they call the soles of our feet the sole of your foot? Well, it's because there's so many receptors on your feet specifically that are actually extracting these negative ions from planet Earth that eliminate like so much inflammation within our body. So, and inflammation comes from a lot of stress and anxiety and other things too. So when you just physically put your bare feet on the ground, even for 5, 10, 15 minutes, oh my God, like the physiological shifts and change that happens are amazing. And I always find I'm way calmer and just more grounded, literally and figuratively, after doing that. So those are just some, again, basic examples of what I use on an almost daily basis to help myself, not fall too far into the future or the past, or get into these cycles and these kind of vortexes that can suck you down into these dangerous thought patterns and things like that. And they happen to me all the time. So that's why I need my tools and these practices, and I do them all the time now because I have to. If I don't, if I let go, when I was traveling there, I would notice there were some days where I just wouldn't be on top of my practices. The only thing I could probably do every single day was meditate, and thank God I could still do that. But otherwise, when I would lose some of those techniques and tools, I would find myself falling back into these emotional, let's say, downward cycles and downward sort of spirals. And I was amazed at how quickly that would happen after I let go of my daily tools and techniques. So they're super important, and I can't emphasize how amazing they are. And find which ones resonate with you, because ultimately you're gonna repeat and do the things that feel the best and that are also fun and give you some sense of like, oh, I'm actually excited to meditate today. Or for me, like, I'm a physical person, so things like yoga are amazing physical things I can do. Don't forget, a lot of our stress and anxiety does sit in our body, in different places in our body, and what might be a sore back actually could be all stemming from a deep psychological wound or a deep emotional issue you've got going on. And all of a sudden, when you physically can kind of work out where in that body you're feeling that stress or that pain, and you do it through yoga, through massage, through shiatsu, whatever it is, you do that, and all of a sudden that can also contribute to a lot of relief for some of these emotional turmoils and things that we put ourselves through. So there's physical, there's the breath work, there's so many things we can do. Let us know in the comments what you prefer. What kind of practices and techniques do you guys like to do? And let us know. We'd love to hear. And I'm sure there's stuff we've never even heard of that you can let us know about, because it's different. It's infinite what you can do to put yourself in this place.
Yeah, Chris, thank you for saying all the practices. I think I would love to focus in particular on meditation, that because for me, meditation is a practice that keeps me centered. It keeps me grounded. And it also provides me the opportunity to always go back to the present moment. And Thich Nhat Hanh actually said something that I thought was really interesting. He said that meditation is not an escape from life, but a preparation for really being in life, which I loved, right?
Oh,
And I know we've talked this week a lot about Alan Watts, and Alan Watts said something about meditation is a practice of living from our center. He did a lot of martial arts, so maybe that's something that is, really interesting to you, viewer, that martial arts, qigong, tai chi, anything that you're literally moving, there is always going back to that centered position. And so that was the one thing about meditation, is it's that reset. It resets us. Even if, again, I'm using the word meditation, a lot of people hear that word and they get anxious because they think that it's supposed to look like something. But I think that meditation looks like a lot of things for a lot of people. But the end result is that you are back into a ground zero.